Okay, so last session I sort of went through the fact that the SES website was really useful. I'm not sure what the red line is, we'll worry about that later. The fact that there was an emergency storm kit and some checklists. And then if we were to go to this website, and it will work, there you go, beautiful.
During times of emergencies, such as bushfires and extreme weather events, your landline or mobile phone may be used to send you an emergency warning, including warnings sent to those in an area affected.
Now, just restart that in a minute. So what this is about is that emergency warning system. Okay, so this is a direct lift from the ad about what the emergency alert system is about. Straight after this, though, is a 5-minute session, and it explains it quite in detail. So we might take that conversation after we've watched these 2 clips, if that's okay. Hopefully it doesn't jump around too much.
During times of emergencies, such as bushfires and extreme weather events, your landline or mobile phone may be used to send you an emergency warning, including warnings sent to those in an area affected by an emergency. This emergency alert phone or text message is another way for authorities to tell you what to do. But you still need an emergency plan. For more details, visit emergencyalert.gov.au.
So that's the sound that will come up, but a more detailed version of that is here, and I'll just play you that. So this one will explain the source of it, what it does, how it operates, how it works, that sort of thing.
Emergency alert is another way to warn the community in the event of an emergency, such as bushfires, floods, and severe weather events. The system is operated by emergency management agencies in all states and territories, who decide if a warning needs to be issued, the area to be warned, and the content of the message. The system can send voice messages to landlines and text messages to mobile phones in an area affected by an emergency. The message will provide information on the current emergency, what action to take, and where to find further information. As of December 2012, mobile phones on Telstra's networks will receive the text message if they are in the area when the message is sent. As of November 2013, mobile phones on Optus and Vodafone networks will receive this service. All mobile phones that are registered to an address in the warning area, regardless of network, will be sent the text message. It is important you ensure that the registered service address for your mobile phone is current. You should contact your mobile telephone service provider to update your address. There is no cost to receive the message. You do not need to register, and you cannot opt out. Even if you have a silent number, you will still get an alert. It is important that you and your community do not rely on receiving an alert. You must still be proactive, prepare yourself, and have an action plan in case of an emergency. The system will send alerts to both landlines and mobile phones. If you live in a mobile phone black spot area, or where there is a potential for loss of power during an emergency, you should ensure you have a landline telephone that is not reliant on a power connection to receive the message. The alert you receive will be written and spoken in English, so it is important that everyone in our community recognizes it. Television, radio, and print advertising has been translated into a range of languages, as have frequently asked questions available to download from the Emergency Alert website. When you answer your landline phone, you will hear the standard emergency warning signal, which sounds like this, followed by the words, "Emergency, emergency." If you do not understand the message or its content, you should ask a family member, friend, or neighbor for assistance. 0444444 will be displayed as the sender of the message, verifying the message is from an authorized agency. If you call this number back, you will receive a generic voice-recorded announcement that states your telephone has received an emergency warning message. If your children have mobile phones, they too will receive the alert. It is important to explain to them what to do if they receive an alert. If your child receives this alert when they are at school, they must follow the emergency management arrangements currently in place at their school. The same applies if you receive an alert on your mobile phone while at work. Telephone-based emergency warnings do not replace existing workplace emergency arrangements. You must follow the current emergency management arrangements at your workplace and school. So how does the system work? There are 5 stages for issuing an alert. The Emergency Management Agency identifies an area on a map. The system identifies the number of landlines and mobile phones in the area. The message relating to the emergency situation is prepared. The message is approved and issued. The system records the number of messages received. Landlines will ring for 45 seconds, and if unanswered, a second attempt is made. If you have an answering machine, there is no guarantee that a message will be left. Telephone typewriter services, or TTY, are not supported. The system has the capacity to send up to 500 text messages per second and 1,000 voice messages per minute. It is important that you and your community do not rely on receiving an alert. You must still be proactive, prepare yourself, and have an action plan in case of an emergency. Emergency alert. Be warned, be informed. For further information on the system, visit emergencyalert.gov.au.
Yeah, so as you can see there, I hope, in terms of that system, it's pretty well self-explanatory. 500 text messages a second and 1,000 landline phone calls a minute. It's probably going to get most people, thankfully. And did you want to recount the story from yesterday at all?
Well, we were on the bus from Manapara through to back here, and you see the roads were fire.
Yeah.
It looked quite close.
Yeah.
And people on the bus that had got a message to say if you're in the exact vicinity of where it was, the roads and all, take cover now.
Yeah.
And
That
so
was-
we put the wireless on to 891 and got
Yeah, the warning, the location and that sort of thing and where it is. Yeah, so that's it, living and breathing, that's in action, and so that's really useful. You don't stay stagnant on days of fire emergencies and those sorts of things. You can't predict where they're going to be, so
Well,
that's...
Janet didn't know whether she had to, or whether we would have had to get that message, have it on a particular app.
No. Yeah.
Eddie, that sort of emanated from the late Saturday fires in Victoria.
Yeah.
A lot of them in the town being Saturday afternoon, I think cricket was on from memory. Stinking hot, air conditioners on the house, people inside the house. Didn't even know the house was on fire. That's why so many perished. So that would at least, that's where it's sort of come from. Well, hang on, how are we going to let people know inside the house that we're going out,
You saw, if you
So
recall
until
back to that
everybody-
little clip, they had a blue dot on his computer screen and then he had a red dot and it sort of spread out. And that's basically how they'll do it. So wherever it's located and then predict an area that it needs, that might cover in a certain period, and then everyone gets that sort of...
Hers is a Telstra phone, ours is a Optus, but I noticed that they put it on Optus as well.
Yeah, November, so that's good to know that Optus, it's one of the few government timelines at work. What a bonus. We went through that last week. I have over there the bushfire action plan, but if you were to go to that link, you can do it all online, electronically. So who can remember what our fire ban district is? Anyone? Can I remember where our fire ban district is? York Peninsula, good work. If I had lollies, I'd give it to you. So you can just go on, you can put your own details there, wherever you live, that sort of thing. And then print that out, and it starts discussion points in your household, which is probably pretty important. So that's that. There's an MFS brochure that I thought was useful. Yep. And so that's just a home fire escape plan and just a handy little brochure. Again, just starting points and talking points. I'll get Glenys a copy of both what we went through last week and this, so she'll have available for you as well if you want to go to these websites. And there's plenty more. These are just the ones that I thought were quite useful. This is the pantry list. I don't know if anyone's been to some of these since I was here last week, but the pantry list has a 14-day food guide, and then basically, so there's lots of links down this right-hand side, but these are the things it tries to take in, which is all of our emergencies that we'd be preparing for, I suppose. And as I said, you know, there's only so much planning and preparation you can do, and you'll have a crate for this and a crate for that, and a fire extinguisher for this and a fire extinguisher for that, and so we'll go. But you know, it's just about being alert and proactive. One of the main themes I think that come out of that emergency alert advertisement is plan. Plan before. Don't wait for the message. It's too late. And the last one was, and I put them available up there, is this flood plan. And that's just found on this SES website, on that main page. And you can see down. Thanks, Mark. Thanks very much. I will. Thanks very much, Mark. Thank you. So there's an emergency flood plan. You click on that, and then it comes up with what we had before. So they're useful websites to flick through for yourself. And that was about it for the double session, really, between last week and this week. Tick over 15 minutes. Any other questions? I've certainly got one to say, you know, how are we going to know if it's a bushfire emergency? So how are we going to know if we're coming to the assembly points or whether we're coming to the pool area in the community centre? So I'll take that on board and get back to you on that one. A part of it is around the circumstances at the time. If it's blowing its guts out, there's a fair chance it's the assembly points. If it's a damn hot day and you smell smoke, it is the pool area. But like we say, we sit in our homes and watch Test cricket all day with the air conditioner on. That's really nice there, especially when we beat the Poms. And it's pretty good. So you could be there for 8 hours at a time and not know anything that's going on outside. So I'll see to that, and I'll get back to you on that. I'm not sure there's a quick or easy fix, but I'll certainly bring that up at management and see what we can do about that. I hope the double session's been useful. I hope you've got something out of it. You know, I'm keen to be involved as much as I can out here with as much that's going to benefit you as possible. So if you ever have any other ideas or any other feedback, swing past my office. I'm more a talker than I am sit in front of the computer. So I've spent a lifetime talking in classes, so certainly come and see me. I'd love that. If there's anything I can do to help out here, I'd love to contribute to that. So thanks for your time. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your coffee. My students never did that.
You didn't give us potential.
No,